Howdy folks, welcome back to Cooking Basic Productions. Well, as in the last video, I did a complete pan of all my Blu-Rays, and I of course pulled them out of the shelf and laid them out in alphabetical order. And so it wasn't too much of a challenge because they were already, my collection is already in alphabetical order. So we're just going to take a little pan of everything this time and kind of go through a little bit of things. I may do this in several parts. I don't know, because there's a few I would like to talk about and kind of explain some things on them. And well, it was a little bit more than what I did the last time I did something like this. So if without further ado, let's switch to the phone and we'll go through them. Okay, hopefully you can see this. We'll just kind of go through and kind of do the same thing what I did with the other video with the Blu-rays. We got 2001: Space Odyssey, 21, 300, 310 to Yuma, the A-Team, AI, Artificial Intelligence. Now see, here's the Blu-ray to Artificial Intelligence, AI, and here is the, well, first here's the, look at the cover. And of course here's the DVD. Now I kept that because the artwork, I have no reason for keeping that, just to keep the old version, because it is the official DreamWorks title, while this one is a Paramount reissue. After AI, we got Air Force One, Airplane, Aladdin, All Dogs Go to Heaven, Amazing Grace, American Tail, and American Tail 5 Goes West, Anchorman, Apollo 13, Arachnophobia, Armageddon, August Rush, Austin Powers, and Goldmember. Don't ask me why I don't have the rest of the Austin Powers movies. Avatar, The Aviator, Baby's Day Out, Back to the Future. Again, don't ask me why I haven't gotten the new Back to the Future, and I wish I would, because I was hoping to get it for trade and save, but they only take $5, and when that happens, and plus that's a over $30 set. We have the remake of Bad News Bears, the original Bad News Bears, the sequel Bad News Bears and Breaking Training, and the Bad News Bears Go to Japan. Hey, I had to complete it. Don't ask me why. Walt Disney's Bambi, Band of Brothers. Of course, that's the case. I wanted to keep it in the box. Tim Burton's Batman, Batman Begins, Batteries Not Included, Battlestar Galactica. Now, this is the original theatrical motion picture that played in 1978 that was a campaign for the TV show. But also I have the original epic series of Battlestar Galactica. Now the difference is that what's on this is included in this. It is essentially the pilot episode cut down to 2 hours, while on here it's a 3-hour pilot episode. Be Kind Rewind, Beauty and the Beast, Beer for My Horses, Bella, Ben-Hur, The Benchwarmers, Beowulf. There's this Mark Lowry DVD with Bill Gaither. It's got some funny stuff, funny, clean humor. The Beverly Hillbillies movie, that's the movie with Jim Varney. The Bible, In the Beginning, Big Daddy, Big Fish, Bill Cosby himself, Black Dog, Black Hawk Down, The Black Hole, Blazing Saddles, The Blind Side, Blue Collar Comedy Tour, the movie. And I'm not looking forward to completing that one, to be honest with you. Borat, Bowling for Columbine, The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, Braveheart, Bridge to Terabithia. And then there's this Steve McQueen double feature disc. It has both Bullet and Papillon on it. And I got it for like $5 at Big Lots. Call Me Claus is a film starring Whoopi Goldberg and was produced by Garth Brooks. Captain EO, I got that off YouTube. Cars and Cars 2, The Case for Christ, Casper, Catch Me If You Can, Cellular, The Changeling, and Chariots of Fire on that row. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, a Charlie Brown Christmas. Now, I transferred it from a videotape I copied off a TV. The Chipmunk Adventure. I was lucky to find that one at a closing Blockbuster because this is long out of print. And I was hoping that they would bring this back out because of the Chipmunk movies, but they never did. I don't know why, because I really liked this movie as a kid. However, I wish they would re-release that, and they would release it in widescreen. This is only in full screen, and it says I'm trying to find it. Digitally remastered from the original 35 film. Megan F. Sorry, there's a glare there. And it's in full screen. I wish they would have re-released it in wide. Disney's A Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey. Of course, this is the third adaptation that Disney has done. Hold on. A Christmas Story, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, all three of the Chronicles of Narnia series, which would be The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Prince Caspian, and The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. Citizen Kane, Clash of the Titans, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I did have the DVD copy of this, which was the 30th anniversary edition. However, Best Buy had a trade and save, and it was $15 regular price. I thought I would snatch that, so I really only paid $10 for that. Not a bad deal, and it's well worth it. Cloverfield, Coach Carter, Coal Miner's Daughter, Cocoon, Cold Mountain, The Color Purple, Contagion, Courageous, The Cowboy Way, Cowboys and Aliens, Crazy Heart, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. This is the original edition. I do not have the Criterion edition. Daryl, Daddy Daycare, Dances with Wolves, The Dark Knight, same thing. Best Buy had a trade and save, and I did have the DVD copy, but I really wanted the Blu-ray because of you see it in the true presentation form, which include the IMAX, the footage that was shot in IMAX. So the screen adjusts as it goes along. The Day After Tomorrow, The Day the Earth Stood Still. This includes the remake and the original film. Days of Thunder, Deep Impact, Dennis the Menace, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. No, I have not seen the sequel. District 9, Dodgeball, Dog Day Afternoon, Drillbit Taylor, the Extended Survival Edition, DuckTales the Movie, Treasure of the Lost Lamp. The only way that you can get this is if you have Disney Movie Rewards, and even there it's getting pretty scarce to find. So it's very quickly going out of print. Duel, which was Steven Spielberg's first film direction. E.T. Now, of course, this is the version that has the, here, I'm going to put it right here. This is the version that has the 2002 release and the 1982 release all in the same package. I am waiting on the Blu-ray. It is supposed to come out this year. Where is it, Mr. Spielberg? Yeah, there's E.T. I'm putting it in the wrong thing. There we go. As you can see, it's pretty worn out because I've played that one so much. We were at Elf. It's the 2-disc Infinifilm edition. Empire of the Sun, Into the Spear, Aragon, and Evan Almighty. Explorers, Facing the Giants, Fahrenheit 9/11, Fantasia and Fantasia 2000, now already out of print Blu-ray. A Few Good Men, Field of Dreams. This Think Cannon TV spots actually is a commercial I start in for where I work at. They did a commercial. This company came in and did a TV spot for commercial that was actually filmed last year. We did for the Big Ten tournament, basically, and it was seen on Comcast cable for my hometown and a nearby town. Fireproof, Flags of Our Fathers, Flash of Genius. Even though I'm a fan of the Ford Motor Company, this film I thought was a decent film because every company has its dark side, and this is a man who took on the Ford Motor Company and won. Actually, he eventually took on all big three of the automotive, because he was the man who invented what we now have as the intermittent windshield wiper. You got to see the film to find out what that is. We have Flight of the Navigator, classic Disney film. I wish that one would come to Blu-ray soon, even though I think you can still find this DVD, but great 80s movie, and they were planning on talking about remaking that as well. The Flintstones. Yes, I know, that's cheese. The original Footloose, the remake of Footloose, Forrest Gump, Free Willy, Frequency, Frost Nixon, Frosty the Snowman, taped off TV, that's why it's in that funky looking case. Full Metal Jacket, G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra, Galaxy Quest, a great Star Trek spoof, and this is the original DreamWorks DVD. Gangs of New York, Blu-ray, Ghost, Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters 2, Gladiator, and Glory. Down here we have Glory Road, Godsend, Gone in 60 Seconds, Good Morning Vietnam, Good Night and Good Luck, The Good and the Bad and the Ugly, The Goonies, The Gospel Road, The Gospel of John, Grease, The Great Escape, The Great Mouse Detective, The Great Outdoors, The Greatest Story Ever Told, The Green Mile, great movie, Gremlins and Gremlins 2. Hilarious movies. Definitely some darker side of Amblin Entertainment. You can't beat Gremlins. The Grinch. They retitled it Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I'm sorry, this was called The Grinch in the Theater. That's what we saw it as. Gunfight at the OK Corral, Hancock, The Happening, Happy Feet, Harry and the Hendersons, Hidalgo, High Fidelity, all three of the High School Musical movies. Please don't revoke my man card on that one. Home Alone and Home Alone 2, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Hook, Hoosiers, Hoot, Hotel for Dogs, House, How to Eat Fried Worms. Yes, I like kids' movies, so get off my back about it. I prefer that over the teen movies, to be honest with you. Alright, we come now up here to How the Grinch Stole Christmas. That's right, they're separate, because the titles are different. And the greatest piece of 80s cheese, Howard the Duck. And this double pack has The Adventures of Huck Finn and Tom and Huck. Hugo, the 2003 Hulk. I Am David, I Am Legend, I'll Be Home for Christmas. Christian comedian Tim Hawkins' I'm No Rock Star. Imposter, Inception. The Incredible Hulk, this is the 2008 Edward Norton version, which had a better storyline, but I think the visual effects were about the same. The Incredibles, all of the Indiana Jones series, and yes, this is the old box set. It came out years ago. I still kept it. because I'm looking for the movies, not necessarily content on that. And I had to complete it. I'll admit I was disappointed in this as well. The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull I thought was terrible. And there's this DVD I got off of YouTube. It's actually it's a documentary on Industrial Light and Magic, who created the Indiana Jones visual effects in Star Wars, and it's about a whole documentary based on how far they have come and how they still remain the biggest visual effects house in the world. And speaking of which, they worked on the next two films, which is Iron Man and Iron Man 2. Down here we have It's a Wonderful Life, and this, of course, came with an ornament that was a bell. And we have Jailhouse Rock, Jarhead, Jaws, Jesus Factor Fiction. Otherwise, this film is just called Jesus. It was a film released in the late 70s by Warner Brothers, and it's been picked up by other distributors to be released, and it's been still ministering to people all over the world. Jesus of Nazareth, the television miniseries that was on NBC in the 70s. Jingle All the Way, Joe Dirt, Journey to the Center of the Earth, Jumanji, The Jungle Book 2, I'm missing The Jungle Book. All three of the Jurassic Park movies, all three of the Karate Kid movies. I'm not including the Part 4, nor the Jaden Smith Jackie Chan remake. I'm sorry, that is blasphemous. Then we got Kenny Chesney's Summer in 3D, Peter Jackson's King Kong, the first season of King of the Hill, King of Kings, which is a biblical epic of the early 60s, starring Jeffrey Hunter, a.k.a. Captain Pike from the original Star Trek series fame. Kingdom of Heaven, Kramer vs. Kramer, Labyrinth, Lady in the Water, Lady and the Tramp Blu-ray, The Last Sin Eater, Lawrence of Arabia. I do encourage, if you are true fans of this movie, even though it's not on Blu-ray, this is the best version to have. It's a two-disc set, and it's like a book kind of case, and it's got some really interesting features on it. I would like to see a little bit more. I can't wait to see what the Blu-ray is going to look like. Left Behind, the movie. It's another. I would stick with the book. Lemony Snicket, a series of unfortunate events. Letters to Iwo Jima, Letters to God, The Lion King. And you'll notice I have two different versions. I still have the DVD version. I wanted this to have the movie in high definition, and the best possible way to view it is in high definition. Now, here's the thing. There's all new features on it. And the reason why I kept the special edition is because I assumed, like in past Diamond editions, that Disney would put all the Platinum edition features on the Diamond edition. Well, that's kind of true, somewhat. If your player is BD Live active, you will be able to access those features. However, to make things easier, I kept the Standard Edition, Platinum Edition available. And this is one I'm waiting on. I copied it off a tape or something. It's The Little Mermaid. And I'm waiting on the Blu-ray for that one. The Little Rascals, Little Shop of Horrors. There's talk about Little Shop of Horrors coming out on Blu-ray, and the debate is to change the ending, because apparently the version that's released onto the DVD is a version that David Geffen hated, that Frank Oz totally approved of, and it's the version that David Geffen hated. And they apparently on the Blu-ray they will have both versions. Logan's Run, all three of the Lord of the Rings, and these are the theatrical versions. The original MASH movie, this is the movie that started the TV show. This is the theatrical film with Donald Sutherland and Elliot Gould. The Magnificent Seven, The Majestic, Man on Fire, The Manchurian Candidate, Mars Attacks, Martian Child, The Mask of Zorro, Master and Commander, all three of the Matrix films, Maverick, Max Keeble's Big Move, Men in Black, and yes, that's the only Men in Black I will have, because this one was the best one. Part 2 is a piece of trash, and I'm pretty sure so will be Part 3. Miami Vice and Mickey's Christmas Carol, Minority Report, Miracle on 34th Street, Mission to Mars, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, and Mr. Holland's Opus. Downside to Mr. Holland's Opus here is it is in widescreen, so you get the full view. However, it's in the standard widescreen. There's a difference between anamorphic and standard widescreen. Anamorphic will actually go out to the edges of your TV. Will actually go out to the edges of like your computer monitor. However, if it's in standard, it will just be a rectangle in the middle of your screen. Now, the next up is the Mummy Collector's set. Now, this was before the Tomb of the Dragon Emperor was released. So it has the Mummy Returns, and the Scorpion King, which, in my mind, are the better of the entire series. Munich, Mystic River, Nacho Libre, Napoleon Dynamite, this NASCAR 3D from IMAX, Network, Nashville, The Nativity Story, The Never-Ending Story, and now I have this double feature of The Never-Ending Story and The Never-Ending Story just because of The Never-Ending Story 2. I got this fairly cheap, and I really wanted to see The Never-Ending Story. And I had not seen it in a long time, but then I later on picked up the Blu-ray version. And because this version only has it in full screen, and I really wanted to see it in widescreen because it was in the 2:3:5:1 ratio, which is really wide, and so you're missing a lot when you're watching it in that ratio, when you're watching it in full screen. Night at the Museum, 9 to 5, No Country for Old Men, Oh Brother Where Art Thou, Old Yeller, and Savage Sam. It's a 2-pack there. Oliver and Company, The Omega Man, One Magic Christmas, I taped off TV. It was a Disney movie made back in the 80s, starring Mary Steenburgen and Harry Dean Stanton. One Night with the King, and Open Range. Now we come over to this side of the room because those two shelves are completely on the other side. So we're going to move the light over here, and we're going to take a look here. We got The Outlaw Josie Wales, The Outsiders, The Pacifier, The Passion of the Christ, Patch Adams, and What Dreams May Come double pack, Patton. And no, I will not get the Blu-ray to Patton because of the DNR disaster. Paul Blart Mall Cop, Pay It Forward, Pearl Harbor, The Perfect Storm, Peter Pan, The Pink Panther, Pinocchio, 3 of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I heard the 4th one stunk. The original Planet of the Apes, the Tim Burton reboot or relaunch, whatever you want to call it. And, of course, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Yes, that's out of sync because it says I want all my Planet of the Apes movies to be together. Platoon, The Polar Express, Poseidon, Poseidon Adventure, Prancer, The Princess Bride, Public Enemies, Punch Drunk Love, Pure Country, Race to Witch Mountain, Rain Man, Rango, Ray, Real Steel, Remember the Titans, The Right Stuff, Rio Bravo, great edition, it's a great 2-disc edition, The Road, The Robe, Robin Hood, that's of course the the Walt Disney version. Then the Cheese Fest, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Unlike some Robin Hoods, I can speak with an English accent. Yeah, you know I had to throw that in there that would be from Robin Hood Men in Tights, but it makes fun of Kevin Costner in that movie, in case you don't get the joke. The Rocketeer, Rocky 1, 2, and 3. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, again taped off TV. The Sandlot, Saturday Night Fever. Saving Private Ryan, this is the nice 2-disc edition that came out in, I'm guessing, the year 2004, I believe. Schindler's List, The School of Rock, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, Scrooged, Searching for Bobby Fischer, Secondhand Lions, The Secret of Nim, The Shawshank Redemption, and what is this? Oh, it's a video I made of our church, and there's the youth group they had one year. Short Circuit and Short Circuit 2. Shorts. Cheesy kid movie from Robert Rodriguez. I'm not a big fan of Robert Rodriguez. Signs, Simon Birch, The Sixth Sense, Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow, Sling Blade, Smokey and the Bandit trilogy. The first one is the best one. Snake Eyes, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, The Social Network, Son of Rambo, Sons of Katie Elder, The Sound of Music, that's the 40th anniversary edition. Do not have the 50th anniversary edition because the 50th anniversary edition is too doggone expensive. Space Cowboys. Yeah, let's come down to the second shelf. Spaceballs. Spider-Man, The Spiderwick Chronicles, Stand By Me, Star Trek The Motion Picture, the Director's Cut Edition, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, Star Trek Generations, and J.J. Abrams' Star Trek. Now, about my Star Trek here, I only have the ones that I like. I am not going to complete every single one of the Star Treks. The entire Star Wars saga, 1 through 6, and this, of course, is the DVD editions. I only have one of them in full screen, which is Attack of the Clones, which I don't mind because in my book, it is one of the worst ones. And, of course, there's Revenge of the Sith. Now, when it comes to the original trilogy, I got the versions that have both the special edition and the original theatrical versions in them. So they have back here, that's, of course, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. I, of course, during a Venture to Days video, I also found the bonus disc that came out when Star Wars first appeared on DVD. And it's loaded with features. Oops, wrong thing. Starman, The Stepford Wives, The Straight Story, Super 8, Super Bowl 41 champions with the Indianapolis Colts, Super Size Me, Superman's 1 and 2, and Superman Returns, Surrogates, Volumes 1 and 2 of The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. And I don't understand the Disney Channel shows, how they never put those out in season sets. They just do like selected episodes. I don't understand that. Swiss Family Robinson, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Ten Commandments. Now, this is, of course, the first DVD edition. It's the old Paramount DVD edition, which I'm content with, believe it or not. Terminator 2, Judgment Day, Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines, Terminator Salvation, There Will Be Blood 3. This is a Ted Dekker, based on a Ted Dekker novel. Good movie, could be a little bit better. Three Musketeers with Kiefer Sutherland and Chris O'Donnell. Timeline, Titanic, which I don't know if I'm going to get that on Blu-ray or not. I may check it out in 3D, I don't know. To Kill a Mockingbird, To Save a Life, Tommy Boy, the Holy Shnikey edition. Top Gun, this is the 2-disc special edition. Yeah. No, get back in there. Toy Story 1, 2, and 3. Training Day. Transformers. Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. Transformers Dark of the Moon. And Transformers The Beginnings. Or Transformers Beginnings. This was a Walmart exclusive DVD that came with the original movie. Transformers the movie. This is the animated movie. Don't ask how I got it. Tron. I got this from a closing movie gallery sale, so that's why the case looks really funky. And Tron Legacy Troy, and both versions of True Grit. Twister. I did have Twister on DVD. I upgraded to Blu-ray, and it includes all the 2-disc edition special features, and plus the original bonus features of the original DVD. So it was a wise upgrade for me. Unaccompanied Minors, it's an okay kids movie, I guess. Unbreakable, Unforgiven, The Visitation, Viva Las Vegas, Walmart, The High Cost of a Low Price, great documentary. If you are anti-Walmart people, I encourage you to check that out. Walk the Line, Walking Tall, Wall-E, War of the Worlds, The Warriors, The Watchmen, or it's just Watchmen, The Water Horse, Wayne's World, We're Back, A Dinosaur Story, a complete video collection of Weird Al Yankovic, Where the Wild Things Are, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Wild Hogs, and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And finally we have Without a Paddle, Witness, the Wizard of Oz 2-disc 70th Anniversary Edition. And I see that this version is long out of print as well. I think they must have pulled that version from the shelf. X-Men 1.5, X2, X3, The Last Stand, terrible. X-Men Origins Wolverine, and I'm stopping there. I don't care about X-Men First Class, because these two, it went downhill, and I don't think the First Class improved. Triple X State of the Union, Yes Man, Young Guns 2. This is hard to find. Good luck if you can find it. Usually it's the only place I found it was in a Big Lots. Young Sherlock Holmes, Yours, Mine, and Ours, Zathura, and of course Garth Brooks, The Entertainer. I put that there. It's out of alphabetical order because of its case being so doggone big.
So there you have it. There's the complete collection. Man, it has really grown since that last video, and so it's just going to continue to grow. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and see you later.